Right friends, welcome back to session number 3 of English comprehension and vocabulary. This will immensely benefit all of you. Please follow for 3 to 6 months. Your vocabulary and English understanding will increase or will improve enormously. And the other point is, please don't look at me as English teacher, because sometimes my pronunciation may not be correct. At the same time, some grammatical errors also may be there, but I am discussing these passages solely from the perspective of understanding the passage with the meaning of this comprehension, meaning of various words involved in it, right. And today we are going to discuss on democracy, diversity, development, because some of the words are quite frequently into the news in recent times. So that is why I decided to discuss today this article. This appeared in the Times of India. You read full article. This was yesterday's article, and this is very important article. Please go through that article entirely. I am going to discuss first 6 paragraphs. And tomorrow we are going to deliberate on the Economic Times editorial of 29th December 2016. This is with regard to go ahead and sell off non-strategic PSUs. This is a disinvestment related article, and we are going to deliberate various words tomorrow. Please assemble at 12 noon tomorrow to view this. And today we are going to deliberate on this democracy, diversity, development. All these words will appear subsequently, and this is 2016 was dominated by their dark sides. Can we channel the force this year? And if you start it, 2016 was a witness to dramatic political changes. And when do you use this dramatic word? I will tell you one example. Some patient is affected by blood cancer. Some patient is affected by blood cancer, and subsequently his health improved like anything, dramatic improvement. His health improved dramatically. The boy's behavior improved dramatically. That is a sudden noticeable change. So, under those circumstances, this dramatic word is used. If there is a lot of change in the behavior of a boy or girl, then we use this word. There is a dramatic improvement in the behavior of the boy. Similarly, when the word is used here, 2016 was witness to dramatic political changes. That means these are sudden and noticeable political changes. Dramatic. Everything that seemed improbable, everything that seemed improbable, at the same time even unthinkable, which cannot come into your thoughts also, which seemed improbable, even unthinkable, somehow found new ways of manifesting itself, and that too repeatedly. So, under normal circumstances, nobody would even think of it, and it is almost a remote possibility. So, such things happened in 2016, and what is meant by manifesting? Before going into that, what is the meaning of improbable? Improbable means there is normally remote chance of happening it, and there is a difference between improbable and impossible. This is very difficult question. Some people may misunderstand improbable for impossible. There is a fine difference. In fact, there is a, you can say there is a clear difference between improbable and impossible. Please look into this. It is impossible to live on sun, and nowadays people are talking about living on Mars. So, it is improbable to live on Mars. That means there is a remote possibility. As on date, you cannot live on Mars, but even after millions of years also, you cannot live on sun. So, the difference between impossible and improbable is, impossible means it can never happen. If I say I live for 200 years or 300 years, it is impossibility. If I say I live for 110 years, it is improbable. There is a remote possibility. So, the difference between impossible and improbable must be clearly understood, right. Having learned this, 2016 was witness to dramatic political changes. Everything that seemed improbable and unthinkable, that means no one thought that it would happen, somehow found new ways of manifesting itself, that too several times, right. Quite repeatedly it manifested by the resultant, that means through the actions or through the results. If something is evident, the meaning is manifest, right. So, these words please do not forget. Here important words are dramatic, improbable, impossible. So, having learned these words, let us look at the next one. The impregnable walls of the European Union were breached. Why he used the term impregnable? Impregnable means it is not that easy. The security of the Prime Minister is impregnable. It is not that easy to breach. The security of the Chief Minister is impregnable, right. In good olden days, forts were built by kings. Those forts have got huge walls and they were impregnable. It is not easy to enter. So, impregnable means it is not possible to enter, it is not possible to breach. In normal circumstances, it is not possible to breach, it is very difficult, you can say. Instead of talking about not possible, it is too difficult to breach. Prime Minister's security, can you breach? It is not possible because it has got layers of security. So, the impregnable walls of the European Union. Why he used this word for this? Because European Union is a 28 countries, that group of 28 countries, and it is normally thought that it is not possible to separate some country from European Union. So, that is why he used this word. Now, United Kingdom is going to leave through Brexit. So, this impregnable walls of the European Union, why he used it is under normal circumstances European Union cannot be breached, but now the Brexit vote. Brexit vote is a clear indication that the impregnable walls of European Union were breached, and when its largest security provider Britain decided to break free from the European project. Here this breach. Breach means debit card breach. Normally, the data on your debit cards must be secure. So, if someone is copying that, normally no one can copy that information, but there is some security breach. So, debit card breach means that is your data is breached or stolen, and security breach. When some chief minister's convoy is going, suddenly a person came in front of the chief minister's convoy, that is a security breach, right. So, here breach is to be understood clearly. Breach means that I told you with two examples, debit card breach, security breach. So, here two things happened in 2016. First one is the impregnable walls of the European Union were breached with Brexit. The second point which occurred in 2016 is the celebrity. A celebrity of a reality TV show was able to capture the imagination of a frustrated American public. They are frustrated with the present administration. If you are bothering me quite often, I will be frustrated with you. So, American public are frustrated with the present day administration. So, that is why celebrity of a reality TV show, that is Donald Trump. So, a celebrity of a reality TV show was able to capture the imagination of a frustrated American public and walked away with a near impossible victory in presidential elections. So, two things happened in 2016. The walls of the European Union were breached with Brexit. Then second point is Donald Trump became the president. Donald Trump means, please view in this article, Donald Trump is celebrity of a reality TV show is nothing but Donald Trump, right. These two things happened in 2016. Here we learned the meaning of impregnable as well as breach, right. So, let us move on. The next paragraph, liberal actors and voices. So, with the victories were constantly defeated in many arenas by populist movements. Before going into the words meanings liberal and populist, let us look at what is meant by arena. Arena literal meaning is huge ground, large football ground you can call arena. But here the meaning of arena is different. Arena is just some political movement or political arena we call. Political arena. Here liberal actors and voices were constantly defeated in many arenas, in many political fronts or in many political areas by populist movements. So, ultimately the meaning of this is populist movements victory and liberal forces were defeated. Victory of Donald Trump is the victory of populist movements and the defeat for liberal forces. Similarly, Brexit is also just looked at from this perspective. So, here two words liberal and populist. What is the meaning of liberal? Exact meaning of liberal, that is giving due importance to all the beliefs. All the beliefs should have equal importance, equal weightage. No one can say that my belief is strong and I am better than your belief. My belief is better than your belief. So, here liberal means beliefs must be respected. No one can say that my belief is better than your belief. So, here liberal actors and voices were defeated in 2016 by populist movements. So, what are the populist movements? I will bring back all the jobs to United States of America. That is Trump's statement. That is populist movement. And if you look at India, what is the meaning of populism? Quite often we talk about populism by the political parties. Government's populist measures. What are the government's populist measures? Government populist measures are giving away bicycles, giving away laptops, giving away some dolls during festivals. So, these are all examples of government's populist measures. So, what is the meaning of populism? Populism means winning the people's support with the material benefits. I give some bicycle to some student basically to get votes. So, with that ulterior motto, then benefiting the community as a whole, people give away these dolls basically to get votes. So, that is populism. So, this word is very, very important. So, here when we come back to the discussion, liberal actors and voices were constantly defeated in many arenas. Arenas means not football ground. It is a political arena, political movement. Several political movements, basically populists won the political movement and liberal forces were defeated. And why he used this liberal forces were defeated? Because people are talking about their own welfare. Nowadays, globalization is also under being questioned, and immigration, anti-immigration policies are being enforced by several countries nowadays, right? And liberal thinking has gone nowadays. So, that is the meaning of this sentence. The new energy of right-wing forces in several geographies. Let us look at the meaning of right-wing forces. So, we often hear about right-wing, left-wing. What is the difference between right-wing, left-wing? Right-wing, left-wing. One small example in our country is Bharatiya Janata Party is called right-wing party. Communist Party of India or Communist Party of India, Marxist, CPIM, they are called left-wing parties. So, communists, socialists, these are examples of left-wing parties, and right-wing parties are, example is BJP in our country. And if you go towards extreme end, if you take left-wing towards extreme end, that is left-wing extremism or radicals or Naxalites. So, left-wing extremism is nothing but Naxalites. Left-wing means the concept of this socialists, communists, that is left-wing. Right-wing is traditionalists. Class structure will be there, capitalism will be there, traditionalism will be there, and tradition is to be preserved. That is the meaning of this right-wing politics. And please do not infer exactly left-wing, right-wing here, because most of the governments, most of the governance nowadays is clubbing of left-wing and right-wing features. Nowadays, the governance in several countries is neither right wing nor left wing. It is almost a club of these two features. So, the era of either left wing or right wing has gone. Now, it is amalgamation of both the policies. Then what is extreme right wing or far right? Nowadays in the world, people are talking about far right. What is the meaning of far right? That is extreme nationalism. I am great. My country is great. I don't allow any others to come here. I don't allow anyone to come and work here. Immigration, we don't allow. And entire manufacturing in my country, like that native extremist policies. That means you can say extreme nationalism, that is extreme far right. Nowadays in the year 2016, people are talking about this far right, or you can say extreme nationalistic policies opposing immigration and a nativistic concept. We don't allow foreigners to come and work here. That is basically this extreme nationalistic policy, right. So, here please come back to the sentence. The sentence here is, the first sentence we have noticed, liberal actors were defeated, populist movements have taken, and the second sentence is also equally important. The new energy of right wing forces, or you can say that far right or extreme nationalistic forces in several geographies, they are coming to the forefront, not only in USA, victory of Donald Trump, France, Marine Le Pen is extreme nationalist, and like that in several countries these extreme nationalist movements are gathering pace, and these extreme nationalist movements are opposed to globalization, right. So, this energy of right wing forces in several geographies competed with the new fanaticism among Islamic radicals. So, in fact, new right wing, extreme right wing policies across the world are almost competing, that means neck and neck with the fanaticism of Islamic radicals. So, these two are the worst thing which we confronted in 2016. One is right wing forces that came up in 2016. This fanaticism of Islamic radicals was there from 2013-14 or so, but here the sentence is, this right wing forces in several geographies compete with the new fanaticism among Islamic radicals. Fanaticism, what is the meaning of fanaticism? Fanaticism means extreme belief with little tolerance to contrary ideas. I am great, my religion is great. At the same time, you are wrong, your religion is wrong, please follow my religion. So, these are all fanaticistic ideas. So, fanaticism, this is extreme belief with little tolerance to contrary ideas or opinions. Islamic State is one example, right. So, now in 2016, right wing policies, far right policies are competing with this fanaticism. Fanaticism is the word pertaining to this Islamic State and other radical forces used in this article. If you look at the next paragraph, more than any year in the recent past, more than any year, 2016 signified a metamorphosis of the global order itself. What is meant by metamorphosis? It is complete change. Metamorphosis, if you see this, you will understand. The life cycle of a butterfly, starting from egg right up to butterfly, that you call metamorphosis, that is complete change. So, 2016 in fact is a complete change from the past. So, metamorphosis means complete change. 2017 therefore becomes a very significant year as it brings together two unknowns for all of us to grapple with. In fact, 2017 is a significant year as it brings together two unknowns for all of us to grapple with. So, we have to fight, right. There are two unknowns, definitely we are going to fight them, right, grapple with the problems. They are going to be here. We have to live with them, we have to fight with them. That is the meaning of grapple with, right. Then the next para, first is the future of global economics and financial systems, which are yet to be adequately restructured following the crisis of 2008. All of you are familiar with the financial crisis of 2008, and after 2008 financial crisis, we have not yet restructured our global financial systems. Global monetary policies are talking about several things: zero interest rate policy, negative interest rate policy, quantitative easing, pumping more money into the system, printing more money with helicopter money, what you call it. So, all these things are being tried, but so far proper restructured way it was not ensured. So, first is the future of the global economics and financial systems, which are yet to be adequately restructured following the crisis of 2008. Second is the political questions raised because of the happenings of the year gone by, because of the 2016 happenings, Brexit, Donald Trump victory, far right policies, the nativist tendencies, nationalist policies. So, we have to not only look at the problems associated with the restructuring of our economies after 2008, but the second point is we have to fight these nationalistic forces also, and these two aspects. One is restructuring of economic arena across the world, that is not yet done after 2008 crisis. Second one is with regard to political questions raised because of the happenings in 2016. These have to be tackled discreetly and jointly, discreetly with independent action, at the same time jointly, and if gains of the post-war order are to be maintained and strengthened. If the gains of the post-war order after Second World War, we got a lot many gains, globalization is there everywhere, but the recent actions talk about, or you can say, threats to globalization, right. So, if gains of the post-war order are to be maintained and strengthened, then both of these will have to be addressed discreetly and jointly. Then the next paragraph, this is the last paragraph, third point is, words must receive significant attention this year as we respond to economic and political challenges. These two challenges we discussed in the previous paragraph. Economic challenges, the entire world economy is to be restructured subsequent to 2008 crisis, that is one challenge. Second one is a political challenge. What is the political challenge? Political challenge is several voices are there with regard to nationalist tendencies, that far right tendencies, nativistic tendencies. So, we have to fight these two things, and three words must receive significant attention as we respond to the economic and political challenges that lie ahead. Three words, one is democracy, the other one is diversity, other one is development. These are under threat now, right, and all three by themselves are a threat to global stability. These are under threat now. Democracy is under threat, diversity is under threat, development is under threat. So, these three are to be tackled, and democracy, all of you are familiar with, freedom of expression, then equality, these are all the traits of democracy. India, USA, you say democratic countries, but not China. So, democracy means basically freedom of expression, equality before law. So, these are all the main traits of democracy, and democracy is under threat. At the same time, diversity. Diversity means coexistence of different beliefs, coexistence of different religions, coexistence of different beliefs, coexistence of different viewpoints, that is the diversity. So, these are all under threat, and development is also under threat, because more and more walls are being built between the nations. Some countries say that we do not allow foreigners to come and work here. Some countries say that we do not allow goods from China to come to America. We impose 45% tariffs. So, all those things are basically challenging globalization. So, these three are important threads: democracy, diversity and development. Right friends, we have learnt several words in today's discussion, and tomorrow we are going to deliberate on go ahead and sell off non-strategic PSUs, and this is the Economic Times article appeared on 29th December, and several words are there in this, and tomorrow while discussing this I will discuss with regard to what is meant by disinvestment, what is meant by strategic sale. Not only that, several words are there. I am going to discuss all these words tomorrow at 12 noon. Right friends, with this let us conclude. We hope that you all enjoying this way of learning comprehension as well as vocabulary. Basically I am following practical approach. Theoretically it is very difficult to improve your word power. So, we will try to incorporate more and more pictures, more and more practical solutions in future. So, I feel that this is the best way of improving comprehension as well as vocabulary, and this is very much essential whatever the exam you are writing, including civil services, because enhanced word power definitely is essential even for civil services, and for bank PO examinations this is too essential. You cannot ignore this because it will improve your word power, and at the same time it will improve your knowledge of economy also. Economy, of course, banking is part of economy, so therefore it will immensely benefit not only in the examination but also in interviews also. So, please follow this comprehension and vocabulary. This will be equally applicable, equally beneficial, and everyone should follow this and current affairs, so that within 6 months to 1 year you will become a world class citizen. I can very much assure you. Right friends, please do join tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thanks a lot.